Hello everyone, it is finally time. I have a Spider-Man No Way Home review for you right now. You're all probably well aware of this, but I do need to emphasize that this movie is just absolutely packed with elements that I do not want to come anywhere close to spoiling for you, and that might mean this review is a bit vaguer than usual, but it feels very, very necessary to me here. But a very brief synopsis for anyone out there who needs it. Spider-Man No Way Home shows what happens when it's revealed to the world that Peter Parker is Spider-Man, showing how it affects Peter himself, of course, and also his loved ones. That impact is so overwhelming and upsetting that Peter decides to turn to Doctor Strange, hoping that he can use a spell to make everyone forget that he's Spider-Man. That spell goes awry and opens the door to other universes, specifically the other two Spider-Man film franchises. First, let me tell you, I wound up absolutely loving this movie. I walked out of it with even more enthusiasm for the MCU, for the character of Spider-Man, and also the truly mind-blowing things that creators are able to accomplish in film franchises now. It's something else. But the first act of the movie, and maybe even the first half of it, is a bit rough. It most certainly does have moments that come together really well, but there are also quite a few in the mix that just don't really work, and I found that was often due to jokes that don't land, and then also editing choices that wound up emphasizing a joke that has fallen flat rather than moving away from it. But on top of that, this portion of the movie is also a bit messy and didn't quite convince me of some very, very big choices that certain characters make, and then also some of the abilities and the knowledge that they have. But don't worry, I won't get into any of those specifics here. I will say, though, that even though the first half of the film wasn't really my favorite, and it did have me a little bit concerned that this movie that I was really looking forward to wasn't going to be everything that I hoped for, I think it gets a pretty significant boost from the main ensemble, specifically Tom Holland, Zendaya, and Jacob Batalon. Again, not all the jokes land, but they make some work that just plain old shouldn't, and it's via their natural performances, their comedic timing, delivery, and their chemistry. And, you know, that's probably one of the most important elements of this entire movie. I believe in their friendship and how much they mean to one another. And when you've got that kind of emotional foundation, it's just far easier to move past those beats that don't work as well. Also, I feel like I've said this next point many, many times before, but I can't help it, have to say it again. Tom Holland is incredible. I really do believe he's one of the best actors out there, and No Way Home demands even more range from him than the other two films. There's the purity and the enthusiasm we had seen from him in those past films. There's a new maturity that comes from growing up and just having been through everything he's experienced. And then also, this movie does get a bit dark and intense, and Holland just really excels in every single ounce of it. When I watch Tom Holland in this role, it's like I can actively see and feel him making everything around him better. But now, this is where I must tread very, very lightly. Once I got past that halfway point, or roughly there, oh my, did this movie just soar. Again, no spoilers, but you've seen the villains featured in the trailers. This movie brings together the Spider-Man film franchises in such fun, exciting, often very emotional, and hugely satisfying ways. I really cannot wait to be able to go into more detail on the second half of this movie, because it really fueled my passion for this character and also film franchises and fandom in a much bigger way than I was ready for. The tears were real, they were well earned, and they were there throughout much of the third act of the film. All right, score time. I am giving Spider-Man No Way Home. 4 Deweys out of 5 on the Dewey Decimovie scale. And to be very clear, most of that praise is for the second half of the movie when director John Watts and the team find that special spark. It's like all of a sudden, at just the right moment, they have such clarity and confidence with how they're approaching this material. The tone is right, the pace finally feels on point, and the movie just absolutely flies. I can't deny, I don't think the beginning of this movie is as strong as it could be. But I also can't deny that that second half is so good that it made me care a whole lot less about those earlier hiccups and will likely have me coming back for rewatch after rewatch. As for where Spider-Man No Way Home leaves Peter Parker, it is a pretty big swing. It plays quite well while watching the movie, and I do think it's also something that the themes that the movie is exploring justify well enough, but I don't think I'm able to fully assess the necessity or the value of it until we have a clearer sense of future plans for the character. But it is promising for reasons I can't really get into here. I think I'm gonna have to leave you there. But those are my thoughts on Spider-Man No Way Home. This is a big one. I always say this, but please do it on this particular review. Hit the comment section below when you see the movie and tell me what you think as well. Before I leave you, Patreon shout-out time, because you are getting this review courtesy of Nathan. Nathan is one of our newer top-tier members. Nathan, you are wonderful. I am so happy you are a part of this team. It's been wonderful getting to know you, and I can't wait to chat some more. Big thanks to everybody out there for watching this review. Like and share it before you leave, and I'll see you soon with more of them.